Tuned my car by local tuner in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's a 2021 B9S4. Got an intercooler and drop-in filter. Car runs 12.2 at 113. Should I upgrade to 034 as it seems slow just as fast as my Mark 7? I mean, one, I don't know who did your custom tuning. That is very slow. But you know, we are a world-class engineering firm that is world renowned for tuning Audis, and our off-the-shelf tuning is better than your custom tuning. The custom tuning you got. That's just we do a better job of creating a better file, more optimized calibration. We have the experience, and when we do it, thousands and thousands of people benefit from it. Now you went and paid someone to do it once, and you're the only person that may or may not be happy with it. We have to make sure that 5, 10, 20,000 people will be happy with the product we create. So it's a much bigger, more established, much more intricate effort that we conduct than what any tuner could afford to do to sell one tune. If we sold, if based on the calibration work that Nate and his team did, we sold one tune, we would lose hundreds of thousands of
This
viewers.
is not going to be a
Right? And so this is kind of like saying, I heard custom built cars are nicer than production cars, which are kind of boring and blah. So instead of buying a 911 GT3 RS, I went and had, Joe's Auto Body build me a car, like, well, what does Joe know about building cars? And he's building one car for one person and hasn't gone through testing.
Yeah.
How many engineers worked on this? What kind of experience do they have? What kind of tools and equipment does your company use to create, the engineering output?
And I mean, it's not to say there aren't calibrators and tuners out
There
there
are good ones
that are
out there,
amazing
yeah.
doing custom tunes and stuff. Obviously we have zero information to go on in this case, but it comes up a lot in these conversations. It's like, well, I'm going to get a custom tune because I did this or X things. And like, I mean, the people assume that a custom tune is just going to always be better or always going to make more power or going to optimize.
Yeah.
And that's really tough to do these days. The amount of R&D that we have to put into these systems to get these world-renowned stage 1, stage 2 files off the ground and reliable and fast and safe is just a mess.
There's a trope going around, and it's being propagated by one particular guy who benefits from selling his custom tuning. And he claims that all his tunes are custom. Every time he does one on a B9S4 with certain parts, it's somehow custom. But there's this trope going around that custom tuning is better than off-the-shelf tuning. There's no evidence to support that. I've even seen him try to produce some evidence, which is incredibly flawed. And even the people that have been reading this evidence are like, well, none of this makes sense. You're comparing apples to oranges. The fact of the matter is, good off-the-shelf tuning from a company with the right type of engineering skills and experience is going to be better than a custom tune in almost every case. There's nothing magical about custom tuning. The magic is in how well does the calibration allow the engine to make more power, and how safely and how smoothly, and what are all the maps that need to be modified, have they all been modified? And that's really hard to do when you're doing it once in 2 days, sitting on a dyno while someone's looking over your shoulder waiting to get their car. We spend months doing it, many months, sometimes years.
We spend months and or years even getting to the point where we're comfortable, where we have the amount of information to even start the calibration process, where we have, high speed, full RAM logging from the ECU, not something constrained to like, VCDS or HP tuners or whatever whatever's normally out there. There are no commercial tools that really do this well, save for a few, and you've got to have, quite a bit of this information already at your disposal to even get started.
Yeah, so the original question is, should I get 034? Yes, you should.
Yeah,
you will be much happier with our tune. We guarantee it. If you don't like it after 30 days, you can return it.
Sounds like you're on a stage 1 level setup. So yeah, I mean, I feel like we would certainly be able to give you everything we could out of it.
Yeah. But I think the one point to make is there's no way that we could sell a custom tune and make money. So I think that just goes to show you that when you pay someone $1,000 for a custom tune, you're really not getting. You're getting 4 or 5 hours of their time on the dyno. Maybe they have a file that maybe they're just throwing an off the shelf file that's not even very good on your car that they developed on someone else's car without the proper engineering resources.
Yeah, it's a real hard thing to qualify or quantify because,
Yeah.
yeah, to Devon's point, a lot of the custom tunes are loading some
Hmm.
file off of
Can
some
file.
reseller database onto the car, doing some logs, and sending them on their way. And if you're lucky, you get logs, or if you're lucky, you get a dyno. Was this thing even dyno? Do you have before and afters?
Yeah, and you can buy these canned files from Europe from companies. We could rattle off 5 or 10
Yeah,
companies that sell these, and then you kind of get lied to and told that it's a custom tune. But the chance of a shop in West Palm Beach, Florida, being able to crack a B9 MG1 ECU, reverse engineer it all, and provide you a custom tune is really low. So you're probably got some canned file that he spent, however long just trying to get on your car. And then once it was on your car, he may not even have had the ability to optimize it or modify it. So
yeah,
you may actually have a really bad off the shelf tune. And there's lots of off the shelf food. You can McDonald's or In and Out or Shake Shack. They're both off the shelf standard recipes, but one may taste a lot better. So it's these kind of broad sweeping generalizations that off the shelf tuning is all bad. Only custom tuning is good. They're just not. They just don't hold up.